Trading is going to be the most game-breaking addition in Anime Vanguards that will 100% change the way the game is played and can be used as the most efficient tool for free-to-play players to improve their account and be able to access things that are otherwise out of their reach because of them being free-to-play players. Today we're going to be talking about how you can maximize and prepare for trading to use it to your advantage and become even more better as an Anime Vanguards player. I just want you guys to know that we are now close to 67,000 subscribers. We do have a lot of plans for this channel right here, plans to expand it to other games such as Anime Guardians, AnimeDefenders X, maybe even Anime Last Stand and all those other tower defense games. One game that I'm planning to cover soon is AnimeDefenders if they release eventually. So do show your support for this channel as we cover all these tower defense games and mainly Anime Vanguards. Our goal is to get to 100k subs. Let's get this video started. So the main and most important thing you need to know about trading is if you're a free-to-play player, trading has been widely used for free-to-play players to catch up to those players who just want to spend money, because essentially how the trading economy works is people with money buys bundles or buys rerolls and then they use those to trade the bundles themselves for specific characters or units or familiars, which we are going to talk about later. That's how it worked in Anime Adventures. How it could work in Anime Vanguards could be in a similar fashion where bundles themselves would be something that you can trade to other players for, let's say, for example, units or familiars. That's mainly the gist of how trading most likely will work in Anime Vanguards. Obviously, it could also just be between units and they could make it so that you can't trade bundles, but that would be such a missed opportunity. But regardless of that, trading is going to be very overpowered, especially if you want to get limited units and whatnot. So the number one thing that you need to remember is you have to farm every single thing that is limited. That includes world lines, as they're going to be limited, Vanguard units, seasonal units such as the summer units that we have right here in the banner. Those are limited units. You don't really want their non-shiny version. So for example, these units right here that are in the summer banner, what you want are the shiny versions of these characters right here. That's what you want, especially now with shiny transfer. The shinies will probably have even better value. So you really want to get the shinies of these characters right here. And then you also want to get the Vanguard themselves. Copies of the Vanguard, multiple copies of the Vanguards would be very great for trading, especially since the Vanguards are sometimes the most overpowered characters in the entire game. These are going to be very important. Now, there's also other things like, you know, there's leaderboard skins. If you compete in leaderboard or tournaments, there are skins that you can obtain, and these skins will go for tons of price as well, or tons of rewards as well, as obviously they're limited. There's also certain characters that becomes, you know, limited, such as, you know, Choi. We didn't know Choi Jong-in was going to be a limited, but essentially you have to farm everything that's limited. For example, apart from units, we also have the limited Soul Tracer skin for Aizen, and this is something that you genuinely need to get because Aizen is going to be one of those characters that is still really powerful, and once he gets his Vanguard familiar eventually in the future, he's going to be even more useful. So you have to be able to get the Soul Tracer skin, and basically anything that's limited, you have to farm it to the best of your capabilities. So if I were you, I'd start farming right now the summer challenges or summer events. Try and get a bunch of summer units, try and get a bunch of Escanor, especially when they have the, you know, shiny chance, the shiny, you know, double shiny chance. If you manage to get yourself a shiny Vanguard Escanor, that will 100% go for so much. You might be able to go for a bundle with a shiny Escanor. So if you think about it, as a free-to-play player, that's genuinely one of the best values you can get, right? So grinding for Escanor and grinding for a shiny version of him would 100% pay off really well for trading when it eventually releases. So apart from the limited units and those other things that you can get, there is also one other thing that you need to farm, and this is going to be, in my opinion, a little bit more important because of how these things change the game, and that's going to be familiars, right? Now, the reason why familiars are going to be more important is because Burb is likely going to be the currency that is going to be used a lot in trading when Anime Vanguards release. This is something that probably will happen, and the reason for this is because the familiars will be tradable. So as you guys can see right now in the game, there is no way for you to buy corruption crystals. There's no way for you to buy phoenix shards, no way for you to buy elemental shards with real life money, right? You have to grind for them, or else you won't be able to get them. And the reason for this is because they're going to be tradable, which means characters like Burb will be tradable. And that also means that this right here, whatever stat you roll on Burb will also be tradable. So if you manage to get a good Burb that has like, you know, all positives and, you know, 20 damage and high critical damage, high range, high critical chance, that will go for really, really good prices. And it's all about leveraging, you know, trading. Like maybe once trading comes out, you could sell your Burb for 2 Escanors, and then eventually you're gonna sell that 2 Escanor for a bundle. Think of the possibilities you could do here once trading comes out. You could always overprice Burb, right? If you, for example, have a really good Burb, like a really, really good Burb, you could overprice that. Who's to say what the price of that Burb is going to be? You could always overprice it and negotiate for like a good deal that will allow you to get an even better deal later down the road. That's how trading works for all these other tower defense games, and that's how trading will work for Anime Vanguards as well. And since Burb is so effective in the game, a lot of these other players that spend money, like YouTubers, you know, the whales of Anime Vanguards that spend tons of Robux, they are 100% going to be they're going to be participating in these trades, and they are going to be the ones buying your familiars off of you for bundles, for, you know, battle passes, maybe even some rerolls or other limited units, maybe even limited mounts from the bundles themselves, if mounts are gonna be tradable. So yeah, getting these Burbs, these Black Spirits, you know, to 100% Black Spirit, I feel like 100% Black Spirit would probably cost as much as a not really that much, since a 100% Black Spirit is easy to obtain. But if maybe 5 or 3 Black Spirits 100% will be equivalent to a battle pass, something like that. It's very easy to, you know, negotiate those deals with other players, and it's really all up to you to negotiate for what you want. And as a free-to-play player, since you really can't spend money if you're a free-to-play player and you can only grinding these familiars are going to be the best investment of your time, especially with how easy it is to macro Burb, especially with, you know, the advanced macros that we have right now in the game. You can easily macro like 20 Burbs, right? And that will take a lot of time, but with 20 Burbs, if even just 10 of them are good, you can get a lot of stuff from that Burbs, right? And obviously combine this with farming for the limited units, farming for the limited items, like, you know, the limited skin we have right now. Once trading comes out, you will be 100% prepared. That's really all it is to trading, right? You just have to get your familiars prepared. And this is the summary of this video. You just have to get your familiars prepared. Once you prepared your familiars, you have to farm everything that's limited, you know, as much as possible. Get multiple copies of limited units, get shiny versions of limited units, and just farm them as much as you can. And when you have those 2 done, you're pretty much ready for trading whenever it releases. And then after trading comes out, there's going to be another guide to that, because there's going to be values that are going to be done by the community, and then it's all on you on how you're going to be negotiating those deals like an actual real life trader. That's it. But trading, when it eventually releases, is going to be the most game-changing mechanic ever in Anime Vanguards. That's it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.